Hot, feel spicy, fresh. Let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, feel spicy, fresh. Let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, 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 hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, hot, hot. I like it hot, hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, 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 hot. I like it hot, 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 hot. I like it hot, feel spicy, fresh. Let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, feel spicy, fresh. Let me have a little taste, cold, hot, bittersweet. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, 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 hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, hot, hot. I like it hot, hot. Let me see what's up. I like it hot, hot. Love is on fire, on fire. Make me She's my therapy, dancing is my medicine. Dips in every part of me, I'm free from what I'm living in. Music is my therapy, dancing is my medicine. Dips in every part of me. So don't you want me, just because you love me, just because you saw me at the party. Bring my homies, we can take it slowly, we can take it slow. So don't you want me, just because you love me, just because you saw me at the party. Bring my homies, we can take it slowly, we can take it slow. Because music is my therapy, therapy, therapy. Music is my therapy, therapy, therapy. Music is my therapy, therapy, therapy. Music is my therapy, therapy. So don't tell me you love me, just because you love me, just because you saw me at the party. Bring my homies, we can take it slowly, we can take it slow. My therapy, dancing is my medicine. Dips in every part of me, I'm free from what I'm living in. Music is my therapy, dancing is my medicine. Dips in every part of me. So come to me, just because you saw me at the party.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Valhalla Campo live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Monday night, so I hope you all know what that means. That means we have some lovely Fortnite to watch for you guys. And wow, what a week it's been. It feels like it's been forever. I promise it hasn't been that long. I hope you guys had a great Easter. Obviously, if you celebrate, Easter was this past Sunday, so hope everyone had the opportunity to spend some time with their families, spend some time with themselves, have a little fun, however it is that you would like to celebrate. Again, if you do. And wow, yeah, feels like a lot's going on, but it's really not that much. Obviously, we had the big signing last week, which I hope all of you tuned in. If not, please go back and watch that. Please go on the channel. It's highlighted on the Twitch. It'll probably be posted to YouTube at some point. It's a great video. It's a great little segment. It's only a couple minutes long. It's probably about 10-ish. So definitely watch that. It's a great video to watch. Our first player, our first student through here moving up into the collegiate space. So really great thing to experience. Happy I was able to be a part of that. But of course, we have some Fortnite tonight. So let me introduce you very quickly to our team before we jump in. We have our primary team. The team we'll be watching the most is Guff. That team is composed of Eli, aka E the Bean, and Lachlan, aka Shammy. Our secondary team, the team we'll be watching an okay amount, is the Yo-Yoz. That team is composed of Parker, aka VHEL, and Roland, aka Roland Bot. And finally, but most certainly not least, our third team, the team we'll be tuning in just here and there to see how they're doing, is the Famous People. And that team is composed of both Miko, aka Miko, and Roston, aka Shadow Hymns. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are dropping. So let's tune in to some Fortnite action. And starting out here with Guff. This team still in the hunt for qualification for ESC. Still very doable. They are going to have to lock in and have some very solid drops here this last week and into playoffs. And with that being said, this is the last week of the regular season, so we have just a few more weeks left in this big spring season. So, and there's a lot of unknowns that are going to happen. Are we going to have the summer season? What's ESC going to look like? I don't know. That's a lot of information that I can't give you guys, but we are just going to move forward one chunk at a time here and continue to watch these teams compete in this spring season. Obviously, once this comes to an end, we will get you guys some more answers, but it seems like Guff is going to land on the edge of the map. This is something we've seen from them before, and it worked out well. The real problem is this team is very aggressive. So if they can't find the kind of loot that they need, it could bite them in the butt a little bit. But going to use that slurp truck. Going to get up to full 200. Now it's just really about how well this team can play. Again, this team needs solid drops. Pretty much every drop from here on out. And we talked a lot about not letting it be out of their hands, their qualification for ESC. And it's starting to get to the point where it's getting a little bit out of their hands. I mean, they need good drops here to try and jump up quite a bit. So, of course, there could always still be something that happens. These guys still might get berth. Potentially, obviously, if a team declines to go or something along those lines. So, that's just something we'll have to keep an eye out on. But if this team wants to book their ticket as soon as possible, they need to have solid drops here this week and all of playoffs. We have all Division 1 teams here, so it's going to be an action-packed night. Two of our teams in the same half of Division 1. Obviously, in case you've never tuned in before, we have two halves. Essentially, it's just one big division broken up into two. We have Division 1A and Division 1B. And Guff and the Famous People are both in Division 1A. The Yo-Yoz are in Division 1B. No difference in ranking or anything between the divisions, just so many teams registered that they had to break them up. These guys just playing solid Fortnite here, getting some materials. I'm surprised we see Lachlan not use that overdrive grenade. Not that it would have helped him a bunch, but it would have been a nice little movement boost instead of having to waste his glove. Luckily, finds the purple ones, so he's able to swap those out pretty much instantaneously. And the crucial thing about this team is that these guys are so consistent in getting into the late game. They just have to excel in the late game. They need to not have any hiccups before that, and then when they get into those situations, they really need to excel. So, gonna see a little bit of a hiccup here. Now, luckily, these guys are gonna be able to get in the circle pretty quickly, but taking some unnecessary storm damage here is gonna kind of put these guys in a spot where they're going to have to use resources that they might not have had to use if they were just a little bit more aware of their surroundings and their position. So, luckily, find some chug barrels, some slurp barrels on the ground there. So, able to get some free health back. Again, find a couple more. Looks like luck is looking out for these guys. They might get out with very little health loss, so realistically not in a bad situation by any means, but looks like we do see some footsteps on the visual audio indicator. They could have an early engagement here. It looks like shots are fired. Lachlan lands there for 61. I don't know if Eli did any damage, although it looks like a third party inbound. Now these guys are in a rough spot, and these are the kinds of hiccups that you talked about. They cannot afford to get third-partied here and give up a really bad situation. In storm yet again. This time have a lot longer to go. Using a bunch of mats. Lachlan able to get out of the storm, but takes a lot of fall damage there. Gonna try and use this med kit. Feel like he might have pulled the trigger a little early there. No, has the glove, so he's just able to get out. Only takes 3 damage in total. Eli's a little bit more hurt, but some resources can be dropped for Eli to get back up. So as long as this team just continues to play smart here, really good decision for them to get out of that sticky situation. And once they kind of establish themselves in a circle here, we're going to take a little switch on over to the Yo-Yoz and see how those guys are doing early in drop number 1. Alright, and it looks like these guys are right on the edge too. Currently taking a little dip in the water, the edge of the map. I don't know if these guys late dropped and it was all part of their plan or what, but they are really just hugging the edge of this circle. I don't know if maybe they're just trying to play for placement points and just figure water right on the edge of the circle is the best place to be. Very interesting game plan that we're seeing thus far from this team. Very interesting strategy here. While these guys continue to do this, we're going to switch on over to the famous people. See how they're doing. Looks like the famous people are in the not in an engagement, but in a much better position here. Have some time, although the loadouts here not very great, so I don't know what's been going on with the loadouts so far. I don't know if maybe their drop just started, but or maybe these guys already got eliminated. I'm not sure, it's hard to tell. We're gonna go back to Guff Let's see how those guys are doing. Guff in a much better situation here than they were a few moments ago. You do see some footsteps as they run right in. We see Lachlan land for 20 in the bush. Lachlan's a little stuck on this tree right now, though. Look, Lachlan's going to decide to push here. Isn't sure where the player went. Eli found the kill on one of them. Lachlan's going to switch the bed kits for the chug. Never mind, decides to let Eli carry it. Other than that one engagement we saw and the one we caught the tail end of, these guys have had a pretty quiet game. It's pretty unlike this team. Typically Guff is all in the combat here, but these guys may be being a little bit more aware of their situation. Maybe being a little bit more aware of what they need to qualify for ESC. Want to try and maybe play a little bit safer. Get the kills in the end game when they know they can get them. And they know they're going to come. So, you see, it looks like they're going to get this care package here. Honestly, not terrific loot. They're going to pick up the pizza there. Lachlan's going to carry it. Some shots behind him on the visual audio. He decided just to continue to run the north here. And some pings here. And this team just playing a much different game than the kind that we're used to seeing from them. Has to be an adjusting strategy here as they want to try and clinch that ESC qualification. And it looks like the Yo-Yoz might have just gotten eliminated. So I think Guff is our only team left alive at this point. So let's see how far Guff can take us. A lot of shots on the visual audio kit. Sorry, y'all. I'm a little tired tonight. A lot of shots on the visual audio indicator. Oh my gosh, can I speak? These guys just hunkering down here. Gonna continue to get a bunch of the materials that they can. Lachlan at full everything except for wood, so probably not gonna find much wood in this building. But I decided to take a bunch of shots. Didn't get to see any damage markers there. Lachlan able to find a little bit of wood, gets him all the way up to 495. Could probably mine that piano. That'd probably give him some wood. These guys are literally just going to hunker down in this building. And we can see this circle is already getting pretty small. This is what these guys excel at. This late game. And with their natural cover, they don't really have to waste a bunch of mats. 500 of everything is a really good spot to be in right now. We know how clinical this team is in the late game, so continue to see them play smart. Eli almost gets caught out. A little bit of a misbuild there from Lachlan. Luckily, Eli doesn't take any damage. A lot of shooting around these guys, but again, just hunkering down, not needing to force engagement. There are some footsteps now. Footsteps are always a little bit more concerning than gunshots on that visual audio indicator. They're going to try and find an edit. Don't see anybody yet, though. These guys being very low don't have the benefit of height, so it'll be interesting to see once they start to move here. Lachlan finds an edit, is able to land one for 29. And now we see them go here. Are they going to try and take high ground? Doesn't look like it, at least not quite yet. They're going to box themselves in. A team goes right by them. No damage marked. And these guys just need to continue to chill. Right on the edge of the circle here. Circle not giving them a very nice pull, though. So it looks like maybe they're going to make a push. And then try to find a third party on a team that's caught out a little bit. Lachlan does 30 whites. That's some good damage. Don't continue to press, though. Looks like Lachlan's going to throw down his pizza. They're going to chow down a little bit. Lachlan's going to pick up the rest of the... Oh my gosh. All the way down to 60 green. Lachlan takes a lot of damage. Now these guys try to move quick. They need to stay together here, though. Luckily, they are one box away from each other. Lachlan going to eat all the pizza that he just picked up. Probably wish he was able to get that last slice in there, too. Tries to find a shotgun shot there. Isn't able to find it. This is a jump a little bit. Goes all the way down to 105 here. Eli probably at about 150. But can they find the refresh here? They do as they find the knock. Actually, I don't think they got credit for it. No, they didn't find the knock. Lachlan almost gets caught out there. Is able to edit and get back in the box, though. And have to go now. And Lachlan falls Mid-air. Eli tries to get to him but can't. And Eli falls as well. In 11th place with, I believe, just 1 kill is a solid drop. But is it solid enough? I don't know. That is something that we will have to continue to keep an eye out for as these guys move on here. But very impressive Fortnite from our teams tonight. Obviously, Guff being the longest lasting team, so at least of the teams that we were watching. So huge shout out to those guys again. In 11th place with 1 kill. It's typically a very solid drop, but is it enough? I don't know. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little step away. We're going to take a little brief intermission, just a minute or two. Go to the bathroom and grab a little snacky, and we will be back momentarily. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back, everybody. Apologize for the break, but we are back now. We are just a few moments away from some more Fortnite. So, obviously, as our matches get going here, we will, of course, tune back in. Again, solid Fortnite all around tonight. A lot of people having some fun. We are in the final week of the regular season, so as much as the grind also matters, it's nice to be able to decompress a little bit and have some fun as we get into the playoffs picture here. And of course, playoffs is really important. And for some teams, this last week is important too. Specifically, our primary team, Guff. They had an 11th place with 1 kill last drop. So those guys really need to make sure that they're locked in. Really, really, really need to have a good performance here as we get ready for drop number 2. Obviously, I didn't see exactly how the Yo-Yoz and how famous people did, but I have to assume that they had okay drops. And yeah, we're gonna watch a lot of Guff. Guff has got a lot on the line, so we might not even bounce around. I'm gonna try to bounce at least once or twice, but Guff has got a lot on the line. Their drops matter. Every single drop for them matters. Last drop matters. This drop matters. And into playoffs, all of these drops matter. So hopefully these guys can turn around a little bit more. 11th place with 1 kill is not bad by any means, but this team is very consistent, or very consistent in their ability to get into late game and do well. Have just struggled with sometimes getting to that late game. So they need to be able to figure things out. They need to turn around. They don't have any more time to waste anymore. It is now or never. They're not only potentially this season, but also their qualification for ESC is on the line here. These guys need to be playing well. They need to be locked in every twist, every turn, every corner, every opportunity that they have. And I suspect that in just a minute or two, we will have some more Fortnite action for you guys. And before we get back into it, I know I said a little bit before we went on break, but I'm a little tired today, y'all, so the words might be a little harder to get out. Might have some more funny moments, funny hiccups, and all those kinds of things. So I apologize for any misunderstandings. I promise. It's not that I'm not thinking. It's just that my mouth doesn't want to work all the time. So I'm kind of surprised we haven't dropped yet. Looks like maybe some of our divisions are starting to drop. It's hard to tell for sure here. I think Division 1B has dropped. Unfortunately, we are watching one of those teams. Oh, it is the Yo-Yoz, and it does look like they're on drop. It looks like they're doing the same strat they had last game, so I have to keep an eye out for what's going on over there. And that team just having some fun. Same with the famous people, so. And it looks like here we might be getting underway. Maybe, maybe not. No, I stood incorrected. I thought I saw a little switch in the loading, but it was just the game getting my neck. Which is okay. Sometimes it happens.
Division 2, your drop code is epic as that.
It's that's an interesting thing there that I'm not gonna comment on. But ladies and gentlemen, it does look like our drop is getting underway here. So let's tune in to some Guff gameplay and see what those guys have in store for us. Division 1, Week 7, Drop 2.
Guys, sorry, the E in epic is bad as capitalized.
And it looks like these guys are going early here. Actually, it looks like they decide to kind of ditch out here. And this is exactly what I talked about with this team, man. They put themselves in these situations and they're just not in a good spot. And now they have to make a game time decision. They have to just get out of Dodge. These guys cannot afford just to kind of sit around and wait. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Both of them are able to get to just about 200, so actually in a decent position here to get out, but need to just get all the way out. I do not like this decision of them sticking around. With how many teams they saw drop here, I cannot support this.
Two friends, you have drop codes up.
Oh man, I don't like this. I do not like this, what they're doing. I don't like it. And it looks like they're going to try and take an engagement here. They need to win this. Looks like they changed their mind. Just going to try and get out of Dodge here. Have a couple shots fired from behind them. Lachlan going to put some suppressing fire down. He does take a little bit of damage himself, though. I'm sorry, y'all. We would tune into Eli's perspective here and there, but his stream is a little laggy tonight, so we're just going to have to kind of hunker down and watch Lachlan's. And by a little laggy, I mean very laggy, but that's okay. All right, technical difficulties. Eli, unfortunately, playing from home, so have to pick our battles. These guys try and find some mats at this point. And really just try and salvage this game to the best of their ability. I don't know when, but they do have a kill. I didn't get to see that. I mean, we've been watching the whole time, so maybe I just missed it. They're going to wrap all the way around. They do have a launch pad right there as well, so these guys can get out of dodge whenever they decide to do so. And it looks like they're able to kind of loot these couple boathouses here. Got free, no real pressure on them, so. Looks like they are able to turn around here. Lachlan gonna join Eli. Back up to 200. Both of them go. And so far, I would say this is a drop well salvaged here. Oh, Lachlan. Wow. A lot of loot up here.
Hey, Division 2. We're redoing the code again, guys. They kicked everybody out of Division 2.
Gonna use this little redeploy thing here to cover a lot of ground. There is some shots on the visual audio, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Gets a little behind them now. Lachlan actually takes a bullet. Takes another one. Times that slurp truck break perfectly.
Div 2, 13791.
And now these guys are in a much better position here. So if they do take an engagement, guys still just playing a little bit more of a more patient, methodical gameplay we've seen them play last drop. Looks like these guys are gonna kind of hunker down at this gas station here. Not a bunch of mats, but a bit. Not really in a spot where they have to be scared about the amount of mats they have. Lachlan having 500 bricks, so almost 400 wood. Lachlan able to see one, decides not to take any shots. So more shots guys continue to move up here. Haven't put themselves in a bad spot yet. Are they gonna try and sneak up on a team here? Potentially a third party? No, it looks like they just find some free loot. A team in the bush. Lachlan does a lot of damage. They find that Elam. Huge team wipe there for Guff as they go up to 3 kills. Kind of quick and easy. And now this is the Guff we're a little bit more used to seeing. A very confident, dominant Guff. They're going to try and take a couple shots here through the air. Lachlan unable to land any. Circle still kind of big for the amount of players left in this drop here. Typically when we get into those mid to early 30 numbers, that's when we see these circles start to get really small, but still decent size here, so maybe could even dip into the 20s by the time that these circles start to get small, which could help Guff out. Obviously going to help their placement out quite a bit, so gonna have to continue to wait and see what happens. Circle very close to these guys, so I'm gonna just kind of go through Dark Dominion here. Actually, it looks like a team where they want to be. They're gonna have to fight for their position here if they want it. A little swappage of shotguns here. You guys want to be prepared. Well, going to take a couple shots. We do see some shots by them too, so we'll potentially catch the team off guard here. They're just going to kind of pick apart this building. We saw them do this last drop as well, where they just kind of hunkered down and waited for this circle to get small. Oh gosh. Lachlan at pretty much 500 everything. We have to assume Eli's pretty close as well. These guys decide to rotate a little early here. Trying to bypass a lot of teams. Taking minimal damage here. Lachlan only takes 20, so looks like Eli didn't take any. Again, we're going to see these guys do this hunker down strat. They just kind of... And they did get credit for that kill. Maybe stole that from another team. Up to 4 elims. Putting a lot of pressure on Bugs. Although Lachlan takes a lot of damage all the way down to 50. Luckily has that chug jug. He's going to be able to get himself all the way back up. And these circles are getting pretty small. 32 players left at this point. 30 not counting this Guff team. Try to find a shotgun shot there. Ooh, excuse me, unable to find it. Uh-oh, I don't know what happened there, but Eli gets knocked. And Lachlan has to make a game time decision, and it looks like he decides to leave his teammate. All up to him now. A lot of pressure on Lachlan at this point. Lachlan probably going to play a much safer game now. We're just going to sit. Going to use all but the rest of his chug here. Big shotgun shot there, 53. Just going to use the gloves to get out, though. Ooh. Overextends a little bit. It's into that storm. It's able to get out, but only has the chug. Actually, he does have the grenade as well.
Don't worry about the score.
Oh, almost overextends there. Does take a lot of damage. Able to build himself back in, though. Thinks about throwing the grenade. Decides to save it, though. Oh no, Lachlan caught in the storm here. Has to mine his way out and does. So he's going to decide to throw that Blueberry Fizz grenade. Takes a lot of damage, down to 30 green. Doesn't really have a lot of pressure on him, though. And actually has a really good position on high ground. Definitely not the highest player in the lobby, but in a really good spot here. Might be able to find a kill. A refresh here would be huge for Lachlan. Decides to use the gloves yet again. Gives up a little bit of that height. Goes down to about 60 in total. Tries to find a refresh. Finds a big shotgun shot. Down to 23 health. Finds a really good shotgun shot. Finds the refresh. But then gets eliminated right after. Just a little unlucky on the timing there for Lachlan. As the opportunity was there again. But a 10th place finish with 5 elims is a huge finish. Much better than their previous finish. Wow, what a night of Fortnite we got to see. But ladies and gentlemen, Division 2 had quite a bit of delay, so we don't have any Division 2 teams to watch. So I think we are just going to end it. No interviews tonight. I know you guys love when I get up here and me and Coach Cal get to talk a little bit, but I don't know where Division 2 is at, and I don't really know if I want to wait to figure out how long they have to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in there. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you guys had some fun. Hopefully you guys had a good time watching some Fortnite. And we will be back on Thursday for some Valorant Week 7 action. So until then, for myself, Coach Christian, and everybody here at Valhalla and Camp Hill, thank you guys so much, and good night, everybody.